it's the next day. It's kind of hard to hear because this thing was cold, but drive shaft is turning. We're not going anywhere. Well, something must have broke. I got the cover pulled off the rear end, and there's a hint there. That's not supposed to have a hole in it. Alright. What happened is it broke the cross shaft in half. One of the spider gears fell out whole right there, and the other one broke into a bunch of little pieces. Oh, everything's so dirty. Here's the shaft that broke off. So now we know. Okay, so this is the aftermath. These are all the pieces we pulled out of the pumpkin. I had one spider gear that didn't get broke. The two on the sides were still okay, and the other one busted. The shim or bearing, whatever that is, that's seen better days. And the cross shaft broke into 3 pieces. Worst part is where the bolt went through actually spun and broke the bolt into 3 pieces, so we had to fish it out with a magnet. Focus. And so there's the bolt, but it's broke it off. And there's the other part of the bolt. And there's the third part of the bolt. So what I did is I went out, my buddy, he has all kinds of these old cars laying around, and I pulled me some new gears out of another GM 8.2 10 bolt. I'll have to use my side gears. I'm going to clean them up and check them, because the rear end was a Buick Skylark 64, and they don't have C-clip axles, they have bolt-in axles, so the other 2 gears were different. But I'm gonna try to get all this stuff slammed back in there so I can drive the car. Okay, it's the next day, working on the Belair again. Gotta finish cleaning out the differential housing, get all the little pieces, parts out, and get the cover put back on, fill it back up with fluid, and I think I might also change the rear shocks today, because those ones have been on it since I got it, and it sat in a field for about 20 years before that, so they're pretty shot. Okay, I got the cover cleaned off, and I got to looking, and it, when it come apart, it got into the cover pretty good. This one here almost went through, but it doesn't seem to have, so we'll try to reuse this one, and hopefully it don't leak. Gonna get some silicone put on it and get her put back on there. Okay, gonna spread that out a little bit and let it set up for a few minutes and get tacky, and we'll go ahead and put it back on the car. Okay, got the differential all buttoned up and full of fluid. Now I'm gonna get to work on these shocks. Bottom bolts should come out easy because I had them off when I put new springs in. And the top bolts, probably not so much. Okay, here's what we started with. Old nasty shock absorber. And I got this side done. It's got the new air shock on it, so I can jack it up when I'm carrying a heavy load. Pretty straightforward, other than the top bolts being kind of a pain to break loose and get the wrench on the top side of. Alright, out here test driving the Belair. Got the shocks put on, didn't record much of it, was just hustling to get it done before it got dark. Rides better, and more importantly, it moves under its own power, so the rear end is together so far. Made it about a half mile, so. Sounds pretty good. Alright, made it back. Everything worked good. No funny noises. Not quite as much vibration coming from the rear end. Shocks feel better. Doesn't bounce around as much. Probably let some air out of them because right now it's got 125 pounds in it and it's kind of stiff. But the Belair is back on the road, so that's good.